Okay, this is going to be Chapter 6 word problems, and this is going to be the second day or the second set of problems that we're going to look at. So just like it was set up on the last one, we have class examples. So I'm going to take you through problems 1 and 2 and how to do them, and then you're going to start on number 3 for your homework. Okay. All right, so we still have the same rules. Define a variable, write a system of equations, solve and interpret your solution using a complete sentence. Okay, so now, like I talked to you about earlier, is that each sentence a lot of times will be an equation. And then look, there's another sentence with another equation. Okay. All right, so first thing we're going to do is we're going to define our variable. So we had a group had 25 students and 2 teachers that brought tickets to Holiday World that cost $97.50. A second group had 32 students and 3 teachers, and the cost was $127. What was the cost per ticket for each student and each teacher? Okay, so first thing, we're looking for cost of each student and teacher. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to use S and T. You can use X and Y if you want, but I think in this case S, just again, S for number of students, and T for number of teachers. Okay, and then that helps me just keep, when I use S and T, just helps me keep it better so I know what I'm looking at. It's easier for me, okay? All right, so now, again, each sentence is an equation. You just got to break it down, okay? So it says 25 students and 2 teachers, and their total was $97.50. All right, so just write that down. 25S for students, so 25S plus 2 T's, and your total is $97.50. Okay, so let's write that one down. So 25 students, 2 teachers, and their total was $97.50. Okay. All right, now I'm going to go to the next one. Okay, this one says that I have 32 students and 3 teachers, and the total is $127. All right, so 32S for students, 32 students, 3 teachers, and their total was $127. Okay, so now again, you can solve this any way you want, substitution or elimination. But if I'm looking at this right here, I'm thinking of elimination because it's not going to be easy to solve for one of these variables, and there's not a 1 out front. So in this case, I'm going to go ahead and make my t's match up. So I'm going to multiply the top one by 3 and the bottom one by -2, because remember, we have to have a positive and a negative when we do that. Okay, so on the top here, I'm multiplying by 3, so I get 75S plus 6T equals, let's see here, 97 times 3, 292.50. Now I'm going to multiply the bottom one by -2, so I get -64S, a -6T, and then a -254. Okay, so those are going to cancel out. When I subtract here, I get 11S, and then 292.50 minus 254, I end up with 38.50. All right, so now I'm going to divide by 11 and get S equals $3.50. Okay, now I'm going to take that and we're going to plug that back into either equation. I'm just going to put it in the top, but it doesn't matter which one. So I'm going to have 25 times 350 plus 2T equals 97.50. All right, so 25 times 350 is 87.50 plus 2T equals 97.50. All right, now I'm going to subtract the 87 over and get 10, and then divide and get 5. Okay, all right, so what does this mean? So it means students, oh, you know what? I didn't do a very good job defining my variable, did I? It says what was the cost per ticket, so I'm not looking for the number of students, am I? So let's change this real quick. I'm not looking for number of, I'm looking for cost per student and cost per teacher. Sorry, guys. Okay, so change that over real quick. Okay, so students will pay $3.50 and teachers will pay $5. Okay. All right, let's go down to example 2. Okay, so Jocelyn has 22.20 in her pocket made up of 27 nickels and dimes. How many of each type of coin does she have? Okay, so nickels and dimes is what we're looking for, and we're looking for how many. Okay, so now I'm going to use N and D here. So N, number of nickels, and D, number of dimes. Okay. Okay, now this one's a little trickier because we don't have two sentences or a comma or an and. So this is one of the few times where that's not going to work. So we know that she has a total of 220 in her pocket. So there's one idea, money. The other idea is how much total does she have? Well, she has a total of 27. So I'm going to start here with the total. So I have a total of 27 coins, and we know that they're made up of dimes and nickels. So when I do this one, I'm going to have nickels and dimes, and that's going to equal, how many were there again? 27. Okay? Now we've got to take the money into account. We know that she has a total of $2.20. The problem is, normally when I talk to you about money, it's money, money, money. It's on all three parts. So right now we only have one piece of money. Okay, so what they don't tell you here is how much a nickel and a dime worth, because they expect you to know that. All right, so they expect you to understand that a nickel is 5 cents, and we do that by 0.05. Don't just put a 5 down. If you put a 5 down, then that's $5. So 0.05 in, and then a dime is 10 cents, so 0.10 D. All right, so again, now it works with money, money, money on all three parts. It's just they expect you to know this part. Okay, so now if I'm looking at this, I could do elimination and I could go ahead and multiply by like negative 0.05 or negative 0.1. I actually think substitution might be a better way to go here, and we'll go ahead and review it anyway. So I'm going to go ahead and subtract the D over to the other side. So I'm going to get N equals 27 minus D. Now remember, once you do that, he's out. And we're going to put this in place of the N since it's N equals. Okay. So I've got 0.05. Take the N out and put 27 minus D in its spot there, plus 0.10 D equals 220. So now I'm going to go ahead and distribute. And when I multiply 0.05 times 27, I get $1.35 minus 0.05 D plus 0.10 D equals 220. Okay, now we are going to go ahead and let's combine like terms, right? Put your like terms together. So we're going to have $1.35 plus 5 cents equals 220. Okay, now I'm going to subtract off that 135. So 220 minus 135 is 85 cents. And then I'm going to divide that by 5 cents and get D equals 17. Okay, so now I'm going to go ahead and take this and plug it in. I'm going to plug it in right there because I think it's easier. So I end up with 27 minus 17, or 10 nickels. Okay, so now let's write your sentence. She has 17 dimes and 10 nickels in her pocket. All right, and that concludes the notes for Chapter 6, Word Problems number 2.